social cognitive theory and critical race theory are related and how they impact student achievement in mathematics. Okay, I'm at a point in my research. I already did the research for critical race theory and cultural relevant pedagogy. So now I need to figure out how I can kind of relate those two so then I can specifically talk about mathematics. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up a Word document.
Give me another.
How do you go to Word? I don't know what I did.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up a Word document. And I'm going to use this document to copy and paste my sources. That's how I keep up my sources. So I'm just going to title it Sources for Relationships Between Critical Race Theory and Social Cognitive Theory and how it impacts student achievement in mathematics. So I'll go back and edit this at the end, but I'm just going to basically copy and paste the APA site for the sources that I find. So I'm going to go to KSU library because I'm a KSU student. I don't really use Google unless I don't know what a word means. Some of my classmates have told me to use Google Scholar, but I'm not that familiar with it, so I really don't use it. Alright, so I go to current students, then I go to library, and I just start off by typing in what I want to know. So I'm going to look for social cognitive theory. I'm only going to look up social cognitive theory in mathematics right now. Alright. So, after you search, okay, normally you have to put in your login information, but I didn't have to, so I had like 2,600 sources. So I kind of just scan through and I read the titles first, see if they kind of even apply. And then if I like what the title says, and I also look at how in the subjects they use keywords. So if I see another theory come up or another topic come up that I might need, then I'll actually go and I'll look at the article. Alright, so let's say I use this first, article number 3. So I first go look and make sure that I can actually access the document, because sometimes in the library you can pull up a PDF or they may give you a link, and sometimes, like, I guess it says that the library has access to the record, but you have to do something. So, and I don't know how to access those, so if I don't have a PDF or a link, I don't use the source. So I go over to site, and even though I don't know if I necessarily want to use the article or not, I still just go ahead and copy the APA reference. So if I do use it, I already have that information. And then I just go back and type the information in the correct form, correct font and size and everything at the very end. So I just copy and paste that onto my reference sheet. And then after I copy and paste it to my reference sheet, what I normally do is I'll go and I do what my professors tell me not to do, which is read the abstract to determine if you want to use the article or not. So I kind of read the abstract. Another thing I do is I kind of read the first and the last sentence of the first couple of paragraphs to see if it even sounds good. And because right now I'm only looking for sources, like I like this source, so what I would do is I would save it to my Dropbox. So then that way I would create a folder specifically for this title, and I would just save the article and throw it in here, and go find another article. So, do you want me to save the article? For real?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, Alright, so I saved the article, and now I go back to my reference list, or my result list, and then I just kind of scan. I'm just looking to see. I'm reading the titles and reading the subject information to see if it has keywords that relate to my research topic. I'm not really trying to read articles right now. I like to kind of gather all of my articles first, and then when I start reading, then I take notes, and then I go to the next one. So then that way, it's like my process kind of flows better that way. So, I mean, honestly, okay, so like I select this article again, and really my process doesn't change as far as I go and I read the abstract, and then after that, like this one doesn't say PDF next to it, so I go down, and sometimes there's a link, and so I would copy and paste this link, and even though sometimes they give us links down here, they don't always work. So I'll copy and paste this link in a new browser just to see if it works. Alright, so I copied and pasted it, and this is what happened. So then I would go back and I would say, okay, my link is not working, so let me go back, at least try one more time, and it's this request this item through the intra-library loan. And I've honestly done this for like 3 other sources, and I filled in this information, and I don't know what happens next. I don't know if someone is supposed to email me back with an attachment for an article. I mean, I actually have done this process, and so I would fill in the information. You want me to fill the information?
You don't have.
Okay, well, I did fill in the information, and that was it for that. I never really got a response back from the library, so I don't know what happens when you get to a source like that. So, I mean, I like the source, but I don't even know if I'll be able to use it, so I just continue my process. So once I get a couple of articles that I like under this search topic, then I'll change it, and I'll just, instead of saying social cognitive theory in mathematics, I'll say social cognitive theory and critical race theory. Mathematics, to see what pops up different, because at this point in my research, I understand social cognitive theory, I understand critical race theory, so now I got to kind of tell how those two are related. I would love to find an article that just talks about those two, but I think that I'll probably just have to end up finding commonalities on my own. So same thing, I'm just going through reading topics. And this actually happened when I was already looking up this. I didn't see anything that used these two theories together, so I just Googled it just to see if anything different would happen. I don't really know how to access Google Scholar. I don't know if you type in Google Scholar, but I think I Google everything. Anything that I don't know, I'll Google it, but then I'll go double check it with something else just to see if it says the same thing. So I'll actually type in the same thing that I had in my other search engine that was in the library's database. So social cognitive theory, critical race theory, and mathematics. Let's see what comes up. And it says scholarly article, so I'm going to go with that one because I know it should be scholarly. And so some of these articles that are coming up, like the first one came up was by Gloria Latson Billings. I mean, I've read plenty of articles and put plenty of notes on that, so even though it's at the top of the list, which I guess that means it's a really good article or the one that's referenced the most, I'm going to go past it. then when I'm researching, if I see somebody's name coming up all the time, over and over and over again, then I'll take their name and I'll go back to the library and I'll just search their author, because I guess that means they did a lot of research in that field. Alright, so I find an article or whatever. So let's say I find an article, then I'll copy and paste. I'll open the article, and then I'll actually copy and paste the title, and I'll go back to the Kennesaw Library and put it in so that I can get the site, and then I'll retype it up. So once I find all of my articles, then I take notes, because I don't print them off. So I'll write the title of the article down so I know where it came from, and then I'll just start reading, and I'll write down key points. And if I find something in the article that I want to quote, then I make sure when I take my notes that I put the page number by it, so that means that I want to actually directly quote that. And I just kind of read through the article, and when I finish, I move on to the next article. And when I'm reading, if I see some of the same stuff repeating, I don't continue to rewrite the same thing over again. And some articles I read, I might get 3 or 4 points from. Some articles I read, I might get 2 pages from. And then when I finish, I just kind of reorganize my thoughts and start writing. And that's it. Done.